Alright, so if you're deciding on buying a new cube for one-handed, there's several things that you want to look for, when buying a cube for one-handed. Obviously, number one is that the cube has to be performing really well. Like, you can, do finger tricks with it, very well without having your finger get tired very easily. Like, I know this cube is not very tight or horrible, but if you try to turn the cube with one hand, like I'm doing right now, and it just seems like it takes a lot of effort to do U prime, just like doing that with one hand, that means that cube is not suitable for one-handed. Or if the cube locks up a lot, then that cube is not suitable for one-handed. Yeah. Also, another thing, this cube is my 1978 cube, and it's really heavy. What you want is a cube that's very light, fast, that's not quite heavy, because, what's causing all this, if you have a very horrible cube and a heavy cube for one-handed, and like, after you do your solve, your hands will be like, your hand will be very tired and very pain. It would be a pain to solve with that cube. And also, size matters too. It's like, if a normal 57mm cube, works well for you, then that's good. But if you think that the 57mm cube is too big, like, if you hold out your palm of your hand, like, if the cube is, majority of your palm, then that, could cause some issues for some people with very small hands. Like, if the cube covers up a majority of the palm, then that, for a 57mm cube, then that would be difficult for, a majority of the cubers. But I would recommend something like a 55, a 50, or 46mm cube, if you think the 57mm is too big. Here's the Ling Long, which is 46mm big. And this is a relatively good size cube for one-handed, because it doesn't take up much hand space, and I can grip all the way through, all the way around, all 3 layers easily. So yeah, it can be easily gripped and turned easily. But I recently switched over to the Cyclone Boys cube, because it just seems like it's a lot faster, and I can do more turns per second with one hand on it. Yeah. And sometimes you may have to go through like 3 or 4 different cubes in order for you to find the perfect one-handed cube. So, out of the many cubes out there that are available for you to buy, I highly recommend starting off with a small cube, like a 50mm cube. That's a good starting size, because it's not too terribly small or too terribly big. And if you think that 50mm is too small, then you can go up bigger. And if you think that 50mm is too big, you can still go down some to 46, then to 42, 40, and then down even smaller than that. But if you go down to like a 3cm cube, then that would be a bit too small. But 40mm, I would say, is the smallest that anyone could use for one-handed. solve. Yeah. So you have to look for if the cube suits you very well, as in turns good, lightweight, and just perfect size and all that. And then once you get the perfect cube, or get a good cube with one-handed, you have to practice algorithms too. Like what I'm doing, 2-gen solve, like 2-gen algorithms and stuff like that, and then figure out your turning style and how you would like to turn with one hand, and then go from there. So yeah, and also you have to note that if you learn some algorithm for 2-hand solving, like normal speed solving with 2-hand, and you use the M move for some of the algorithm, like another way to perform M move, if you're doing 08, you do R, small r, and then R prime. Yeah. Or small l, and then L prime. Yeah. Or you can just, rotate the cube, like, for the M move, you can just go rotate the cube entirely like this, and then go hold it like this, and then do the, or just hold it, on the table, and just do the M move from there. So, but the M moves are normally the trickiest move to do. And what I've found out is, like, I've noticed that on a lot of my solves, I would, like, if I were to do some sort of move, like, for, say, the A perm, this is the normal A perm I would do, for a 2-handed. Yeah. But, like, with the A perm or some other perm, it's like, I've noticed that if I were to do, like, need to do, like, an F move, I would just rotate and do a U, like, for, say, this J perm. So, as you saw, I did cube rotation and then turn this side for the F move. And now here's it with 2-hand. So yeah, you just have to work your way around, figure out what works best for you. And now, at this point, like, cube companies like Moyu, Diane, and a few other companies have made several cubes that are exactly the same as one of the more popular 57mm cube, but made it a smaller one. Yeah, and then also you have to just look at whether or not it's really good. Yeah. And if you just want to buy a bunch of cubes to try out, then that's good if you have a lot of money. But if you're at a competition, I highly recommend just trying out cubes at competition, seeing which one would suit you for one-handed solving.